Government officials from the U.S. and China met this weekend to discuss trade policy and North Korea.
And Scotland might be on the verge of independence. Our international anchor Claudia Buccio has more on these developing stories. Claudia?
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson just finished his 6-day visit to Asia. One of the things on his agenda, North Korea's continued testing of nuclear weapons. This is something both the U.S. and China are concerned about.
Secretary of State Tillerson to Japan, to South Korea, and now to Beijing is intended to mobilize support for American positions vis-a-vis North Korea, wanting to appear threatening enough so as to deter an attack, but not wanting to actually provoke an attack.
Regardless of the existing cooperation between China and the U.S., the relationship is complex. Let's take a look at how the political triangle between China, the U.S., and North Korea works. The United States and China are the two largest economies in the world. The countries have policy disagreements around trade and climate change, but they have cooperated when it comes to nuclear weapons. For years, American governments have pressured China to influence North Korea. China is the biggest economic partner of North Korea and provides food and energy. But China doesn't want to press too hard against North Korea. It fears a breakdown of the government in North Korea could cause a humanitarian crisis. It does not want to deal with North Korean refugees eager for food and work. China considers North Korea to be a buffer between China and South Korea, where the U.S. has military power. In the wake of Brexit, Scotland's relationship to the UK is again being deliberated. The Scottish Parliament will discuss on an independence referendum motion on Wednesday. We spoke to an EU law professor at the University of Edinburgh about the implications of a Scottish independence.
Then there will have to be negotiations with the rest of the UK government about how exactly that is going to work. At what point in time Scotland is going to be independent, what's going to happen to the assets of the UK as a whole, what's going to happen to the military. Just think about the UK's nuclear weapons are stationed in Scotland, so would they have to be moved? All of these questions need to be determined. It's very, very complex.
The Scottish population is split on the topic of independence. During the last referendum, 45% voted in favor of independence and 55% voted against. The vote is still up for negotiation and could take place in 2018 or 2019.